So Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by Don Charles. And Don, we always kind of recruit you for these heavyweight questions, but in this particular instance, you've got more direct knowledge than ever before because it's Tyson Fury having what's been coined the keep busy fight on December the 5th in the UK because he didn't want to wait around for Wilder for their third fight next year. Someone that you've opposed in the corner a few times. And it
Yeah,
looks like, from what Bob Arum said recently, the shortlist is down to two for his opponent, Agit Kabayel and Carlos Takam. Two guys who you've trained Dereck Chisora to meet in the past. Albeit you weren't in the corner, we know, for Kabayel. There were some issues there, but you've trained your man to fight these guys, so you know them pretty well, it's fair to say.
yeah. I'm very familiar with those characters. Where do you want to start?
I guess first of all, I know it's a keep busy fight for Fury, but does it surprise you a little bit that guys that have fought Dereck in the past, one of whom, of course, lost to Dereck in Carlos Takam, are now vying to challenge for the WBC heavyweight title? And
Yeah,
Dereck's
that's
still not had a world title shot.
exactly. I mean, just as you said, what an opportunity for the fighters you just mentioned. Kabayel and Takam. I'm sure they're not mandatory, are they? So it's a voluntary defense, and it's like winning the lottery for them. Because what an opportunity! And I mean, we've witnessed upsets in the past. I don't, for one, think there would be an upset here
No, probably
if
not.
if whoever Tyson chooses to as his next opponent out of those two fighters. I don't believe there will be an upset. But this is heavyweight boxing. You can never write anybody off completely. Yeah, very very interesting.
We saw Tyson Fury not too long ago go up against an unsung opponent in Otto Wallin, who cut Fury quite badly. There was talk about the Wilder fight being in jeopardy, the rematch at one point. And although he didn't
Mm-hmm.
win the fight and Fury clearly came out on top, he gave him a really rough night. Do you think someone like a Takam could do something similar with that kind of bustling style and elbows and head going in as well sometimes?
Most definitely. Listen, it's when you get an opportunity such as this is a life-changing opportunity. If you were to pull it off, um, yeah, you would. It's almost like getting to the FA Cup final or European Championship final. It's one opportunity to change your life forever. So whoever gets that opportunity, especially when they're not mandatory, like I said, they've got a lot of incentives uh, to box the best ever box to try and get a win.
What did you make of Takam, both in the build-up to the Chisora fight when you were studying him, and then actually in the ring on the night? Because for a long time in that fight, it looked like Dereck was really up against it.
Well, yeah, we knew that Takam was going to bring a lot of pressure, like he always does, no matter who he's fighting. When I was studying him, he's a very tough man, very very tough man, big heart, great fighter. Can take a punch. He can take a punch, and he can also deliver good punches. Yeah, I mean, he's a very very tough opponent for anybody. And if Fury chooses to box him, yeah, he's going to be in for a tough night's work. Fury. Um, if I was given an option to choose out of the two who Fury should face for his next opponent, I would definitely go for Kabayel. I would say he's less risk for Fury than to if he opts to fight Takam. So again, it'll be interesting. I'm very interested to see who they end up choosing. Like if I was in that camp and I was as a trainer and I was offered those two potential opponents, I would definitely choose Takam. Sorry, my apologies. Choose Kabayel before I chose to fight Takam.
I believe Kabayel was a Fury sparring partner not too long ago. Does that kind of come
Yeah,
into things as well when you're selecting an opponent? If you know that you've got the better of them previously?
of course. Yeah, I mean, And those, it works both ways. The Kabayel, when he would have spent some time with Fury sparring him, he would know Fury's characteristics in the ring. But the Fury he was sparring, I believe, you're probably going back about 3 years ago, I believe, when he shared the ring with Fury. Fury's come on heat. He's an improving fighter. He's improving all the time, and it's very, very hard. I mean, you mentioned earlier on when you was introducing this our meeting. I've trained Dereck Chisora on 2 occasions to fight Tyson Fury, and the problem with training to fight Fury is that whatever game plan you bring, he's that intelligent in the ring. His ring IQ is very good that he's able to basically rip up your game plan. Yeah. He's very versatile, and he's the type of fighter that can change on the night. He has the ability to change on the night, to adapt to whatever situation that's in front of him. He's able to, very, very few fighters in the world are able to do that. Okay. Like I said, I've trained Dereck on 2 occasions, and we thought we had the perfect game plan how to get to this man and beat him. And like I said, he flipped the script on us on 2 occasions. It's very, very, very difficult. And my son is currently in camp with him, George. And again, I speak to him on a daily basis. And he said he was in the camp of Fury for the second Wilder fight in Vegas. And he said, Dad, the man I was sparring in Vegas has also is improved again in that short space of time. He's an incredible boxer. Fury. There comes a time when somebody, you've got it in for them to beat them, because that's the sport we're in. You're in there to win. I've actually thrown my hat into it's almost like I'm not a quitter as a coach. It's like this guy's like a chameleon in the ring. He changes colors. It's very, very difficult to plan to have a perfect game plan to beat Fury. It really is very difficult.
Is there anything in Kabayel's skill set that might threaten Fury? I mean, to me, he's got fast hands, solid fundamentals, good mover, but all the things he does, Fury seems to do better.
Most definitely. Kabayel would adopt the style of what he did to Chisora. He just ran, and ran. And Fury, like I said, is a master of every style. He's how do you describe Fury's style? He's basically a fusion of all different styles. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's going to do next in the ring, if you know what I mean. He's that versatile. 1 minute he's switching orthodox, he's southpaw, his lateral movement is excellent. Yeah, and also his current coach has made him more aggressive, more of a forward fighter. So now I think obviously I'm not writing any heavyweight off totally. I'm not ridiculing anybody. They're all perfectly good fighters, your Kabayels and whoever Fury opts to fight next. But really and truly, I think it'll be whoever he chooses. Takam will be a tougher fight. He's the shorter man, and sometimes it's very hard for a tall person to try and find their range with a shorter opponent. So Takam will possess or give him more problems than Kabayel will pose to Fury if they were to fight.
Do you think, you mentioned that Sugar Hill Steward's got Fury fighting in a more aggressive manner, certainly in the last fight. Do you foresee him doing that against a Carlos Takam? Because that could be kind of heading into trouble. I don't know.
Well, we thought that. I was one of the people when there was talks of Fury prior to him fighting Wilder for the second time. I actually said it would be suicidal if Fury attempted to go forward. How wrong was I? And how wrong was everybody? Because I thought there's no way in the world he will adopt that attitude to go forward on a renowned puncher. You're going to be walking onto stuff. But guess what? He became the puncher in that fight by going forward. So it's like I said, this guy has the ability flipping the script on you. So it's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. I mean, yes, I believe if he fought Takam, he would at times, I would say at times, press it, and he will know when to bring him onto shots. And you take a few, I believe that's how he would approach. I don't think with someone like Takam, who is quite aggressive, he likes to come forward. Yes, Fury could opt to meet him head-on collision, or he can box on his back for Fury. So it's kind of, he's got choices. He's that versatile, like I said. He's able to do whatever he feels he can do.
And just before I let you go, you mentioned earlier your son George is, of course, out in camp with Fury for the second time now. Must be absolutely amazing opportunity for him so early in his career to learn alongside or against someone like that.
Absolutely. It's priceless, isn't it? For a young up-and-coming prospect to be mixing in that sort of company. It's not just physically or technically that you gain, mentally, being in that sort of environment. I mean, I've spoken to my son on numerous times what he gets out of it by being there. He said that, it's he appreciates it, he recognizes the opportunity, and he embraces it. And Fury, obviously, I haven't actually spoken to him personally over it. I must thank him because as much as my son is there working, he's there for work. He's there to spar, to give the best account he can give to Fury, to aid him to equip himself for what's coming, the fights. But at the same time, the opportunity and the priceless, like I said, experiences my son is gaining from being in that company, it's priceless. And I really thank Mr. Fury for that. And my son really, really appreciates and relishing the opportunity for when it comes for his turn to rule. If you remember, not too long ago, Tyson Fury, when he first started, he was enrolled to go and spar with the Vladimir, I think it was.
Yeah.
And that's when he obviously encountered the great late Emmanuel Stewart, who obviously saw what he saw and took it upon himself to become, he's a big fan of Fury, and obviously Fury has seen something in my son. Stylistically, they're actually very, very similar, him and George, very, very similar. They work very, very well together. And I'm really, really, as a father, as a trainer, I'm really, really happy that he was asked to go back for further punishment.
Don, I really appreciate it. Your insight is, as always, unparalleled, so it's great. And I'm sure we'll catch up again soon. There'll be more talking points to come, I'm sure.
All right, Danny. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Don. Take
care.
Have
a good evening. Bye-bye.